Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the College Rockies, home of the 2023 PACWEST Championships. Today's match features the visiting Douglas College Royals. And your College Rockies Avalanche. The College Rockies campuses are located on the traditional territories of the Snaha people, home to the Kinbasket, Shuswap, and Métis peoples. We are fortunate to live, learn, and play in the East Kootenay region. Please stand and agree with the playing vote Canada.
Welcome to Championship Saturday here at the 2023 PACWEST Volleyball Championship. It's Ryan Waters alongside. Hope you're enjoying your day wherever you may be watching and tuning in from. We're here in Cranbrook where the temperature -4 outside, a far cry from the -25 yesterday. It's warming up in Cranbrook, highs of 0, but inside the gymnasium here at the College of the Rockies, we are here for Championship Saturday. It's Medal Saturday. Medals will be handed out today. We're going to start with the women's bronze between the number 3 Douglas Royals taking on the number 4 COTR Avalanche, the home team. This will be an interesting matchup. These two teams faced each other 4 times during the regular season, Douglas winning 3 of those matches. The Avalanche in their new teal uniforms, looking sharp. I love the teal. They match their logo color. The Liberos will be in white. The Douglas Royals, as the higher seed, they'll wear white, with the Liberos in gray. These bronze medal matches, always difficult to get up for. You lose your semifinal the day before. You know that you can't win gold. Getting motivated sometimes takes a little bit of time. Both these coaches, however, Jeff Ross with the Royals, Brian Fraser with the Avalanche, know how to motivate their team, get them up. They want to go home with a medal, regardless of the color. Yes, gold would be ideal, but they want to win bronze. They do not want to leave empty-handed. And here we go. The bronze medal match is underway, and that's served by Megan Jones. Too far, and it's 1-0 Avalanche. The Avalanche had one heck of a match yesterday against the top seed in the nation, the VIU Mariners, forced them to 5 sets. The Avalanche winning the first 2 sets, 25-20 and 25-17. Then the Mariners woke up and won 25-19, pardon me. Another 25-19 and then 15-10 to advance to the gold medal match. We'll see those players a little bit later on. Some of them are here, I believe, taking this one in. Gives them something to do in Cranbrook. Instead of sitting around the hotel, come to the gym and watch some volleyball and watch to see who wins bronze. So 2-0 Avalanche with the advantage, and here comes Clausen. Her serve handled there by Jones. A set for Henderson. Henderson down the line off a block and gets a kill. She was dynamite yesterday in that loss to Camosun. She was instant offense. The Royals losing to the Chargers 26-24, 25-21, and 25-19 to place them here in this bronze medal match. It'll be the Chargers and the Mariners later on for gold. And Abby Smith will tee it up for the Royals. And the Avalanche go to work. This one, Rose Howard sends it over on the push. Back over here to Henderson, goes off a block, and Newsom was there. Betker, nice dig by the Rookie of the Year, that's Jones. And now Smith will just send it over in the free ball. Bryant is there. In the middle, Brodner couldn't quite get it. 6'3" frame, couldn't quite reach that. The timing was a bit off between her and Longhurst, the setter. And it falls, and the Royals tie the match 2-2. I guess it's the set, not necessarily the match. And Abby Smith back to serve again. Smith in her third season out of Surrey. And here she comes. Danny Bryant, the veteran libero, with a nice pass. Brodner is rejected. Tam Marcellus. Marcella was so good yesterday blocking the ball. Gets her first of this bronze medal match. Had 27 blocks during the regular season. They didn't take real individual stats yesterday, so I'm not sure exactly how many blocks she had yesterday, but she was so good. And Smith has it go off her hand and into the net, the service error. And it's 3-3, and she'll leave, and the other libero, Logan Richter, will come back in. The Royals platoon their liberos, Trisha He, the veteran, and Richter, Logan Richter, third-year player. You'll see them swap in and out almost on every single point. Here's Betker, member of the all-rookie team. In the middle, Marcella, but Becker's there. Here's set up Rose. Howard goes off a block and gets the kill. Rose Howard was also terrific yesterday against the Mariners, especially in the first two sets. She got quiet in the third set. We didn't really hear from her in the fourth and fifth, but in the first two sets that the Avalanche won, she was the main piece of offense. Oh, here's Betker again. Good pass there by Jones. Here's Henderson. Henderson off a block. And did it hit the top of the net? No, she gets the kill. Their second of the set. Makes it 4-4. And Henderson back to the line. Second-year player to Victoria. With one bright orange lace on her shoe. The other one is just white. There's a story behind that. I can guarantee you that. Howard will send it over. He is there. Backdoor for Henderson into the net. And here comes Richter replacing He. Bryant will depart. Looks like the Avalanche also using the platoon system when it comes to liberos. The veteran Danny Bryant. It's McKnight in there now. Krista McKnight in her second season. Again, they go to Henderson. Down the line, but too wide. And 6-5 Avalanche. So far, it looks like the center for the Royals, that being Lexus Brown-John, is got tunnel vision just going to Henderson on every play possible. We'll see if she changes things up. This she does. And that shot from Masowicz is too long. Maggie Masowicz in her second season. Masowicz had trouble getting going yesterday. She had 28 kills in the regular season, but just couldn't quite find the rhythm yesterday in the loss to Camosun. They go to Jones. Jones will tip it over. Becker will send it right back over. This one up against the net. A battle there, and the Royals control. Here's Masowicz. Off the block and down. He's got one here. And it remains 7-5 Avalanche. And back to serve will be Masowicz, second-year student-athlete out of Surrey, sending a 5-10. And here she comes. Off the top of the net, pancake by Bryant. They'll have to send it over. They do. And the official says, no, there was 4 hits. I didn't see the 4th hit, to be honest. It was a nice pancake by Bryant on that serve that hit the top of the net. And now 7-6 Avalanche. And Masowicz her serve. Bryant Pass to Longhurst. A little quick set. Brodner off a block. He is there. Back to Henderson. She'll send it over, but a double hit called on the setter, Brown John. Coming back into the ball game is Hannah Clausen for the Avalanche, and back to serve Brooklyn Brodner out of Regina. If her family's watching, thanks for tuning in from Regina. Off Richter's shoulder, and it's an ace for Brodner. 9 during the regular season. And she'll go back to serve again. I was in Regina in November. Boy, it was cold. Holy cow. Where's the Grey Cup was there too this year? And that's too long. I guess technically last year, 2022. Well, what a great town, especially for sports and football particularly. I mean, home of the Rough Riders, of course. It's a lot of fun to be there. If you've never been to a home game of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, I urge you to try to go. This is Betker. She'll just tip it over. Marcella is there. They set up Jones. Jones. Bryant with a nice dig. Still alive, and the Avalanche somehow get it over. Going to go to Jones again. This time, no mistake down the line. Megan Jones, the Rookie of the Year, gets her first kill in this bronze medal match. Tam Marcella, second-year player out of Surrey. And her serve floats over. Pass by Howard. And a setup. Newsome! Claire Newsome gets a kill. Newsome in her second season. She's the hometown girl. It's 10-8. And back to serve will be the setter, Tricia Longhurst. 5'9" at a Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Her serve. Handled there by Richter, chased down by Brown John. Here's Jones again, rejected. Royals still control. Henderson from the back row. Tough pass, Longhorse chases it down. Becker will have to send it over in the free ball, see if the Royals can take advantage. In the middle, just tipped over by Smith, and finds the perfect spot. Abby Smith brings the Royals to within 1, 10-9. Avalanche with the lead. And Alexis Brown John, 5'10" out of Nanaimo. Back to serve. She didn't start yesterday as the setter. She came in a relief appearance. Here's Betker, rejected. Bryant is there. Longhurst will just send it over. And it's set up Jones on the far side. She's blocked and just inside the line. Newsome was there, Clausen also. And the Avalanche score the point, 11-9. Newsome back to serve. Two players on this Avalanche roster from Cranbrook. The other, Lauren Penny. We didn't see Penny last night. We'll see if we see her today. Newsome, good serve, handled there by Masewicz. Avalanche control. Longhurst will just fire it over. Smith is there. Right back to Henderson. Henderson gets another kill, her third of the set. Well, 11-10. And here's Megan Jones, who opened up the match, serving. As I mentioned, the Rookie of the Year at 5'11" out of Coquitlam. Takes a breath, and here she comes. Popped up to Longhurst. Backdoor for Betker. Off a block and out. Betker gets the kill. Clausen now. Hannah Clausen, second-year player out of Swift Current. A lot of Saskatchewan flavor on this Avalanche team. Chased down by Brown John. Here's Henderson off a block, and Payton gets it down. Marcella checks back in for the Royals. Bryant's for the Avalanche. And Abby Smith. Here's the serve by Smith, handled there by Newsome. Gets it to Longhurst. This is Betker. Jones able to handle it. Masiewicz has it partially blocked. From the back row, Newsom goes wide. And Abby Smith back to serve again. With the set tied at 12. Here's her serve. Newsom, nice pass. In the middle, Brodner. She gets her first kill of the bronze medal match. Brooklyn Brodner, 127 kills during the regular season. A handful yesterday, and that loss to VIU. Gets her first of this bronze medal match. Here's Betker. That sails too long. And it's tied at lucky 13. Peyton Henderson, an all-star this year. And here she comes. Longhurst will track this pass down. Here's Howard. Howard cross court gets the kill. The block wasn't closed by Marcella and Brownjohn, 1 and 2. And Howard found an opening and got the big smash for a 14-13 lead. Here's Howard. Jones, tough pass. Richter will handle it. Masiewicz gets it down. Masiewicz, that's her second kill. Now that'd be big for the Royals if she starts to heat up. You're going to get your production from Peyton Henderson, no doubt about that. You'll get some good kills from Megan Jones, but if you can add Maggie in there, just makes the offense a little bit more balanced. Here's Masiewicz, her serve. Newsom with a nice pass. Back to Brodner. Brodner! I love that wraparound play. Every team does it. They, in my opinion, just don't do enough of it. Brodner will have a seat with our first official sub as Alyssa Dvorak will come in for the Avalanche. And she will go back to serve. Rookie at a Fernie at 5'11". Saw her come in a couple of times yesterday against the Mariners to do exactly what she's doing here, and that's serve. Brownjohn gets it over to Jones. Cross court. Dvorak is there. Her bump goes over, however. Right back to Jones. Off the block and down. Megan Jones, her second kill of the set. I was smart by Brownjohn. She went right back at her. She had a big smash, but it was dug by Dvorak, who's going to sit down. Brodner going to come back in, and then the libero will lift her. Bryant now back in there. And Brownjohn decided to go right back to Jones, and she picks up the point. Good pass by Howard. Backcourt, that's Betker. Royals got a piece of it. Here's Henderson from the back row. She gets it. And the Royals take the lead, 16-15. To Marcella. Her serve handled there by Rose Howard. Going to set up Newsom. Off the block and down. Claire Newsom, her second kill. The Royals just have not been able to close their gap. When the two players meet on one of the corners, especially right here in front of the broadcast booth, they just haven't been able to close the window. Tricia Longhurst back to serve. She was the player of the match against VIU last night. Her serve goes way long. And really, I thought the Avalanche were so balanced, they just ran into the machine that is the Mariners. But they had huge production numbers from Abby Betker and Hannah Clausen. Claire Newsom was good. Longhurst, of course, was good as she quarterbacked the offense. Brodner had a few kills. They could have given the player of the match to anyone. They chose the setter. Not a bad decision. Her Betker goes off a block. Masiewicz with a nice dig. Here's Henderson off the block and down. Clausen and Betker there close the door. And it's 17-17. He will leave. Richter comes back in. And McKnight will check back in for the Avalanche as well. Claire Newsom will go back to serve. In that left corner, here she comes. And that is just wide. Henderson needed to dance away from that one. Just did get out of the way. And it's a service error and an 18-17 lead for the Royals. Megan Jones, a great amount of tape on her left ankle. That's just right up over her calf and shin. Betker! Good dig by Jones! Just went long. And I mean by a hair. Well, great job by Jones, able to get her arms on it, but unfortunately for her, there was just so much velocity on that spike that it ricocheted off Jones's arms and went all the way past the outside of the court. Here's Clausen, her serve. Jones handles it. Brown-John, here comes Henderson, decides to tip, is rejected. Jones will send it deep court, and Newsom tracks it down. Here's Betker off a block. Richter with a nice save. And this one will hit the official. A couple of nice defensive plays. Richter on the Royals side, Newsom on the Avalanche side. Results in an Avalanche point in 1918. Boy, these teams back and forth. And Clausen will go back to serve. Out of Speedy Creek, here she comes. Jones, Brown-John. Masiewicz, too strong. That is 2018. And Jeff Ross wants to talk things over. Going to call time. His first time out of this set. First time out by either team. So these two teams playing for bronze here in the PACWEST. I couldn't find any historical stats if these two teams have ever actually met in the postseason. It's certainly, if it has happened, it hasn't happened for a very long time. Well, the Royals trying for their seventh bronze all time, which will be their first since 2002. The Avalanche have never won bronze. Matter of fact, the only medal the Avalanche have ever won in school history was a gold that happened back in 2016. Both teams, well, they have gone in opposite directions since the calendar turned to 2023. The Royals 7-3 during the regular season since the calendar switched gears. 0-1 in the playoffs, that loss yesterday to Camosun. The Avalanche just 2-8 in 2023. If you include the loss yesterday, they're 2-9 since the calendar switched over. Well, one of these teams is going to win bronze. The Royals, perhaps, since 2002, or the first ever by the Avalanche. Clausen serve. Jones handles that as we come out of the timeout. Here's Henderson. Henderson will tip it over. Finds the perfect spot. Peyton Henderson puts the 19th point up on the board for the Royals, who trail 2019. Abby Smith will go back to serve. One of the only veterans on this team, Tricia He, is the most veteran Royal. She's in her 4th season. Smith in her 3rd, as is Logan Richter. Everybody else either a 1st or 2nd year player. So the future does look bright for the Royals. There's Bradner, who's rejected. That was Marcella that got up there. And there's a kill by Rose Howard. This time Marcella was the only one over there for a blocked attempt, and Howard able to get around her and get the point. Now we have substitution. As Kiana Woods will check in, she'll serve for Betker. Abby Becker will sit down, and here comes Kiana Woods. 2nd season out of Kamloops. But what was lost in all that was the giant block by Marcella on Brodner. Here's the serve by Woods. It touches the top of the toe line and falls for an ace. 22-19. How much the Royals could do defensively on that play. And Woods will go back to serve again. She'll tell you exactly how she drew it up. That's why Coach Fraser put her in there. Her serve doesn't touch the top this time, and Henderson will send it right over here. So 23-19 for the Avalanche. And Woods has come on and got 2 quick points for her squad. Her serve. Jones plays it nicely to Brown-John this time. Here's Masiewicz off a block and down. And it's 23-20. Now a substitution as Becker will come back in the game. And Peyton Henderson will go back to serve. Henderson, boy, 200 kills during the regular season, 44 aces. This one off the top of the net. Brodner was there. Here's Howard off a block and gets it to go. Well, the Avalanche really haven't missed a beat after yesterday's heartbreaker against the Mariners. Another substitution. Hillary Lucan will come in to serve for Rose Howard. I like the energy by the Avalanche. They are feeding off this crowd, a pretty good crowd here, cheering, I would predominantly guess, against the Royals and for the Avalanche. There's a team you can feed off that. Lucan with a nice pass. Little tip off the net, and it gets over. Brown John will just send it back. Avalanche, an opportunity here. Newsom gets the kill and the set. 25-20, COTR takes the lead in this bronze medal match. The exact same score they took last night in the first set, 25-20. We'll see the Royals, how they respond. We'll see how the Avalanche, if they can keep this momentum going, as we'll head to the second set. You're watching the 2023 PACWEST Volleyball Championship. Libero will be Richter. The setter, the new setter, will be Hope Kerman. Henderson, Masowicz, Jones, and Smith, the starting six for the Royals. And there's an ace right through the hands of Megan Jones. And it's 1-0 Avalanche. Credit the ace to Miss Newsom for, I think, that 3 kills in the first set. Rose Howard led everybody. On the COTR side of things with 4 kills. Peyton Henderson over on the Royals side, she had 6 in that opening set. Kerwin has to settle that one down, and now the Royals just send it over. Avalanche take control in the middle. That's Clausen, and a net violation by Abby Smith against the Royals. Point to the Avalanche, and they lead it 2-0. Claire Newsom, graduate of Mount Baker here in Cranbrook. And here she comes. Her serve. Richter, not a very good pass. Mesowich will have to track that one down. She'll try to send it back. Will Richter, not enough as it hit the top of the net and fell on the Royals side. You know, we talk all tournament long, and I'm sure the coaches harp on their players. First passes are so important. Bad things happen when you don't get a good first pass. Newsom with a 3-0 lead. Here she comes. And that goes long. And the Royals are on the board in this second set. 3-run Avalanche. Marcelo will check back in for the Royals. Bryant for the Avalanche. Bryant in her final season here with the COTR Avalanche. The serve by Smith is into the net. Smith will depart. The libero will check back in for the Royals, that being Richter. And Hannah Clausen will go back to serve. Here she comes. Just getting over. Royals will send it too far deep. That was Megan Jones. Couldn't move her feet in time to get to that ball. And Jeff Ross will have a word with her from the sideline. We'll see where Clausen decides to go this time. 5-1 Avalanche with the lead. And Clausen going to go right back at Jones. This one's going to be an overbump. Brodner just tipped it over instead of smashing it. The Royals control. That one's rejected, but Richter is there. Maskiewicz will try again. Howard is there. Going to set up Rose. She's rejected, but off the block and out of bounds. And Howard gets the point. Well, the Avalanche fortunate. After the overbump, we've got Brodner just licking her chops like, okay, you're going to smash it down, and she just decided to tip it. And the Royals said thank you very much and carried on. Jones, tough pass. Kerwin handles it. This one, Masowich will just send it over. Longhurst going to set up Howard. Rejected off ahead, and the Royals get a point. And Henderson will go back to serve. And here's the serve by Howard. Tracked down by Longhurst. They're going to set up Betker. Betker goes cross court. Henderson is there. Kerman is going to have to track that one down, and now Jones will send it over in the free ball. Can COTR take advantage in the middle? Brodner, but Henderson's there. Maskiewicz will just send it over. Newsom with a dig. Now Howard will send it. Jones with a nice play. Henderson from the backcourt. Longhurst tracks that one down, and Betker will send it over. In the middle, Marcella, but a dig by Bryant. Look at the rally, it's Brodner. Good work by both teams to get to those volleys, those free balls, those passes, those digs. And then Brodner finally finishes it off to give the Avalanche a 7-2 lead. It's exciting. And here's Betker. Her serve. Handled there by Jones. Henderson from the back row with a dig. McKnight tried to pancake, couldn't quite get her hand on it. And Henderson with another point. Bryant will come back in. And he on the other side. Maskiewicz. Graduate of Lord Tweedsmuir. Here she comes. Handed there by Newsom. Set up Brodner on the wraparound, and Brodner with another point. Again, I like that play. Just, you don't see it very often, but when you do, it often results in something just like we saw. It's easy to be an armchair coach, right? Here's Howard. Her serve, too much power. And it's 8-4. Back to serve will be Marcella. Apparently has the best robot dance on the team. It'd be great to see that when she gets a kill, or maybe an ace just like now. Come on, Taya, break out the robot dance. Well, 14 aces during the regular season. She's got one now here in the bronze medal match. I'd like to see the robot dance. Here's Newsom. Newsom goes cross court. Marcella was there. In the middle, Smith will just pop it over. Betker able to retrieve. Here's Newsom off a block and down. Newsom's got 4 kills to match her number. And Brodner back to serve. 9-5 Avalanche lead. There's Brodner's serve, handled by Richter. There's Jones, off the block! Clausen with a big stuff. That's 11-5, and Jeff Ross wants to talk things over for the Royals. Huge play at the net. Well, as far as energy goes, I mentioned off the top, these are one of the toughest matches to play in because you lose in the semifinal the day before. You got to come right back. It's an earlier start usually. The Avalanche played at 6 o'clock last night. The Royals played at 1 o'clock, so they're used to this time frame. But the motivation sometimes just isn't there. You know you're not going to play for gold. You're playing for bronze. But the energy on both sides so far has been outstanding. The Avalanche have the advantage because they're at home. They've got the hometown crowd. They're very familiar with this gymnasium. And so they can feed off the crowd. And the music even. The public address announcer, the music guy that's playing the music, has a good feeling for what his team wants to hear, what they like. So they have a little bit more of an advantage. The Royals are going to try to train things around. They're down 1-0. And now 10-5 in this set. Their energy has been good. They just need a little bit more production from other players. Henderson has been terrific. But a player like Jones and Smith have really got to get going for the Royals if they want to come back in this one. So here's Brodner after the timeout and goes into the net. So 10-5. That might help things. There's Newsom with the pass. Longhurst to the set, and Howard off a block and down. 6 for Howard. And it's 11-6. Avalanche with the lead. Longhurst back to serve. Alicia Longhurst, her serve handled there by Richter. Good first pass. In the middle, Smith, dug by McKnight. Howard will get up to Newsom. Newsom just inside the line. Longhurst, who apparently has double jointed thumbs, according to the factual information that I have. Here's Henderson off a block and down. Clausen with another big block. Got that taped hand, or claw hand, if you will. Get it down. Well, she doesn't have a claw, but last name Clausen, you know, she's got tape in her right hand. I don't know. It's a stretch, I know. 13-6, Avalanche with the advantage. Here comes Longhurst and those double jointed thumbs. Nice set to Smith, but a player on the net. Not sure who is the guilty party, but it's a Royal on the net. Point back to the Avalanche as 14-6. Patricia also says if she could have any animal as a pet on the planet, she's going with a panda bear. You can't say we blame her. You gotta have a lot of bamboo with you, though. She bamboos that one too far, and it's 14-7. You need a pretty big piece of property too, wouldn't you, if you're gonna have a panda as a pet? Be cute and cuddly, though. Megan Jones back to serve. Her serve. Howard, tough pass. Bryant will handle it there. Gets it up to Betker, off a block. He is there. Back set, Henderson, tip, but Newsom read that one all the way, but puts the bump back over. Jones out of the backcourt. Bryant was there. The set of Betker. Betker rejected, but Bryant plays it off the forehead. And another huge block by Henderson. Henderson and Smith at the front. Two big bodies, Smith at 6'1", Henderson at 6'1". Awfully tough to get it around those blocks. Bryant seems to be okay after taking the ball off the forehead. Here's Jones. Bryant takes it off the shoulder here. And now a free ball just sent over. Here's Henderson. A tip to Avalanche converge. Everybody seems to be okay, and Henderson's got another point. As the Royals are trying to claw their way back into this one, 14-9 now. Avalanche with the lead. And everybody seems to be okay. Megan Jones will go back to serve again. Jones had 27 aces during the regular season. Her serve, Bryant handles it here. Gets it to Longhurst. That's Newsom, but Jones was there. Jones from the backcourt, off a block and down. Jones get a kill. It's her third, and Jones put together a nice string of serves, and Ryan Fraser wants to call timeout for the Avalanche. His first of the match. And it's 14-10. You can start to feel the momentum swing towards the Royals as they've rattled off a number of points here, thanks in large part to the serving of Megan Jones. Jones has gone right at the libero Bryant as well. Every single serve been right at her. And Bryant has to have a little bit more consistency on her first passes. Sometimes they're good, sometimes not so good. But as a libero, your main job is to pass, is to bump the ball up to your setter. You got to be consistent. Again, so much easier for me to say that as I stand over here with no responsibilities whatsoever. The men's team for the Royals have started to file in. I'm sure some of the Avalanche players are here as well, as they will play for bronze as we flip to the men's side of the bracket after this one. It's interesting, Royals and Avalanche, both genders for the bronze, and then Chargers Mariners will play for gold, both in women's and men's. All right, after the timeout, Avalanche still lead by 4, and here comes Jones. Her serve, right back at Bryant. There's a better pass from Danny. They set up Newsom. Off the net, Smith is there, sent over and too far by Kerman. It was well played off the net by Abby Smith. Kerman couldn't find the court. Avalanche get the point, and they stop the string by Jones, and back to serve now is Newsom. Newsom with that gold bling on her shoes. We'll send it to Jones. Here's an overbump. Avalanche a little bit confused. Miscommunication. Good block again. Here's Betker just inside the line for her third kill. That's tough. They continue to set the power side, but then you've got Smith and Henderson to deal with on the other side. Decide to come back to the other side where Betker was, and she gets the kill. 16-10. Newsom back to serve again. Newsom serve. Kerman has to travel, get that one. Richter will send it over. What a bump set, Howard. Howard with no blocks will send it over, but Richter with a nice dig. Here's Henderson off a block and down. She got at least 9 kills, does Henderson. And Abby Smith will go back to serve again. Abby, who can play Bohemian Rhapsody on the saxophone. We'll see what she can do here. That's a tough song to learn, too, I think, on the old sax. Good pass. Somebody on the net, it looks like, a net violation. I think Clausen, as she approached, she hit the net. Ryan Fraser's looking for an explanation. The floor official will give him the explanation, and Fraser will head back to his coaching area. 16-12. Here's Smith. The Royals have done a nice job to claw their way back into this one. Betker. Betker goes too long, but it's tipped. So Betker gets credited with the point, and the lead extends back to 5. And Hannah Clausen will go back to serve. Clausen, her serve, handled there by Jones. That's a good first pass. They go to Henderson down the line, and Henderson with another point. Her 10th kill. All the offense for the Royals seems to be centered around getting it to Henderson. Not that I blame them. And she'll go back to serve now. She's an all-star for a reason this year. Newsom's pass, tracked down by Longhurst. They set up Betker, but Henderson is there right up against the net. Kerman is going to send it over. They set up Howard. Howard, a little tip, and it gets it to go. I think the Avalanche started to celebrate just a little too early as the ball was still alive. The Royals were trying to get it over, but then eventually hit the floor. Substitution as Kiana Woods will come back in. Betker will have a seat. We saw Woods come in and sub to serve in that opening set. Here's her serve. Jones is there with a nice first pass. Good timing play by Marcella, and she knocks it down. That's her first kill, and Betker will quickly come back in. And back to serve, Maggie Maskowicz. And here's her serve. Longhurst in the middle for Brodner. We'll just send it over. He with a nice dig. And here's Jones. Jones is rejected. Longhurst got her hand on it. That's 19-14. Another substitution will come in. Howard will have a seat. And Lukin will come back in with those teal blue shoes. I like those shoes. Matches the uni. Lukin's dialed in. Second-year player out of Grand Prairie. Her serve. Kerman has to travel that or track that one down. Here the Avalanche will go back to work. Newsom will just send it over. Pancake, and she gets it to go. And Hillary Lukin, who loves pizza, will go back to serve. Go for a slice myself right about now. Here's Lukin. Her serve. Kerman chases that one down. Jones sends it over, and Jones able to score the point, her 4th point. And Abby Smith checks back in for the Royals. Bryant's for the Avalanche. That's a 5-point contest. Marcella back to serve. Her serve is handled there by Lukin. There's Brodner on the wraparound. Henderson off the block. Jones rejected but out of bounds. Jones picks up the point. And Marcella with a ton of tape on her left ankle or shin. A lot of the Royals have that actually. Jones and Smith, players on the floor, also have a lot of tape around their ankles. Marcella, good pass by Bryant. Here's Newsom, partially blocked. Royals control. Henderson from the backcourt, blocked by Brodner. Here's Jones, we'll just send it over. Newsom there. pops it up. Betker off Henderson and gets the kill. 5 for Betker. And Dvorak will check back in for the Avalanche. Brodner will have a seat after a nice block in that last series. And Dvorak, out of Fernie, will check in. She has her dream vacation. Here's a trip to Bali. Hopefully she's not thinking Bali right now. She's thinking volleyball. Nah, sorry, that's terrible. Nice tip by Kerman. It's the first time we've seen Kerman do that this tournament. Perfectly timed by Hope, and she gets it down. 21-17, and Brodner will check back in, and then Bryant will remove her. And back to serve goes Hope Kerman. Rookie setter, 5'3" out of Burnaby. And here she comes. Good pass by Newsom. Going to go right back to Claire. Off the block. He is there. Henderson ran into her own player and just sends it over. Here's Betker from backcourt. Sends it too long. And it's 21-18 Avalanche. Avs took the opening set 25-20. As they did last night. Royals trying to battle back and even this bronze medal match. Kerman with the serve. Newsom with a nice pass to Longhurst in the middle. Just tipped over by Clausen. Here's Henderson with a big kill. And ricocheted off a player and ended up in the scorer's table. Henderson got all of that one. And cuts the lead to 2. Kerman back to serve again. Kerman serve to Newsom. Longhurst right back to Claire. And Claire goes wide. And how about the Royals making their way back into this one? And Brian Fraser wants to call timeout, his second of the set. And a lot of energy now on that Royals side of things. Still energy on the COTR side, but they got to be feeling a little disappointed after they had a decent lead, but the Royals have fought their way back into this one. And the Royals, since the calendar turned to 2023, the Royals have been better. And they've been good on the road as well. And this obviously is a road game for the Royals, but they're 6-4 away from Douglas since January. This season they were 6-4 on the road. But they've struggled here since the calendar turned to the new year. They're only 1-3, 1-4 if you count the semifinal loss yesterday. Royals haven't won a set yet this tournament, losing 3-0 yesterday to Camosun. And they dropped the opening set to the Avalanche in this bronze medal match. Looking to come back and win their first set of this tournament. This one right here to even this match. They've done a nice job. They have the momentum right now. We'll see if they can continue to use it with Kerman back to serve. Coming in the timeout. We'll see what the Avalanche have in store. 1-point lead right now. Here's Kerman's serve. Lucan, tough pass, but Newsom will handle it right in front of the bleachers, and now Betker will send it over in the free ball, see if the Royals can tie this one. Here's Henderson, off a block. It's just sent back over by Clausen. Now Jones will send it over. It's Doug. This will be a free ball if they can get it over. Clausen does. To Jones on the power side, off the block. Lucan pops it back up. Bryant, and didn't have enough muscle to get it all the way back, and the score is tied at 21. Good hustle by the Avalanche. And Rose Howard wants to check back in now for the Avs. Lucan will have a seat. It's a new set. 21-21. And then here's the serve. Howard gets it to Longhurst. They go back to Newsom. Newsom rejected. And the ball getting up here in the broadcast booth. And the Royals take the lead 22-21. Nutsgaard now will come in for Longhurst. Winter Nudsgaard, first time we've seen her in this bronze medal match. Rookie out of Kimberly. But lots of credit to Hope Kerman. A string of serves that she's put together. Nudsgaard will have to track this one down. It's Bedker. Bedker will send this long. Boy, the Avalanche just scattered right now. Running around, not having any flow. And now a substitution. Sage Keyhole for the first time in this tournament will check in as Hannah Clausen will have a suit. Keyhole out of Saskatoon. Second-year player, 5'10". Well, Brian Fraser going to his bench to see if he can change some things around with this Royal run. And that's an ace just inside the line. Kerman. And now set point for the Royals. And the serve by Kerman. Newson rejected, and the Douglas Royals come back in this one and win 25-21. It's their first set victory of this championship tournament, and they tie the match at 1 with a 25-21 victory. We'll take a break. Back with the to the third set we go here in this women's bronze medal match between the Royals and the Avalanche. We're all tied at 1. Avalanche winning the first set 25-20. The Royals coming back after a terrific serving performance by Hope Kerman, bringing the Royals back almost single-handedly, and they won that second set 25-21. She'll get the start as the setter in this third set, along with Meskowicz, Smith, Henderson, the libero He, and the server Megan Jones. It's the Avalanche starters after this serve by Jones, who takes a deep breath, and she's about to kick off this third set. Bryant, the libero, gets it up to the setter Longhurst. This is Betker, gets it down. Well, Betker, Howard, Clausen up front. Longhurst, the setter. Claire Newsom. and Danny Bryant, the libero, who will depart for Brooklyn Brodner. Those are your starters for the Avalanche here in this third set. And Clausen back to serve with a 1-0 lead. Here's her serve. Jones with a nice pass to Kerman. This is Henderson off the block, and she continues to hammer the kills. And Marcella will check in now for the Royals, as will Bryant for the Avs. 1-1, and Abby Smith, a graduate of Holy Cross Regional. Good first pass, Longhurst in the middle. Brodner off the block of Marcellus and down. Marcella's been so good, just got a piece of that one. Didn't have any help with her. And Brodner gets the kill. And now Betker. Betker's serve is too long. And it's 2-2. Henderson. And here comes her serve. Off the arm of Newsom, hits the wall, and the Royals have their first lead of this third set. They lead 3-2. Royals, remember, last year won the PACWEST. Went to the Nationals along with VIU, met the Mariners in the championship gold medal match at the Nationals in PEI, and it was the Mariners that came out victorious. Brodner, somehow, some way, able to turn her body just enough to get the ball around the antenna and avoid the referee stand. What an athletic move by Brodner. Ties it at 3. That was outstanding. Here's Howard. Jones with a pass. Kerman has to track that one down. Meskowicz goes off the top of the net for a 4-hit call. And it's 4-3 Avalanche. Rose Howard now. Little Stacy's mom playing in the background. How about that? Rose Howard, a graduate of OKM in Kelowna. Meskowicz off a block and gets it down. Ties it at 4. And back to serve is Maggie Meskowicz. This blows my mind. She doesn't have a sense of smell, they tell me. And she hits it into the net. Just think about that for a second if you had no sense of smell. Right? I'm thinking about it. I don't know what I feel sad for Maggie. Back to serve is Brooklyn Brodner, who has a sense of smell. It's a pass by Richter. Here's Jones. Brodner with a nice dig. It avoids the ceiling somehow. And Newsom will send it over. Henderson has to play it there. They go far side. Jones. Jones! Did it go off an Avalanche? It did, and Jones gets the point. Ties it at 5. Now Marcella back to serve at 5'10". Graduate of Elgin Park. And her serve. Nice serve. Avalanche dig it, and they'll send it over on the free ball. Meskowicz gets it up here to the middle. That's Abby Smith, and now the Royals control. Here's Jones, rejected. Marcella is there, and Marcella will send it over. Nice save by Jones in the crowd. Here's Newsom, she's blocked. They go back to Betker. Meskowicz with a nice dig. And Jones will send it over and go behind the antenna. It's a good rally on both sides. 6-5 Avalanche. Great save by Jones going into the first row of the bleachers. And now Longhurst. Her serve did not make contact. Her hand did not make contact with the ball. You could hear it. You could probably hear it from home. That weird sound that you get when you don't hit the ball squarely. So that service error makes it 6-6. And here's Kerman. Kerman was terrific in that second set. The Avalanche are going to be called, I believe, on a lift, double hit. And we'll see if Kerman can keep her string of serves together. She was so good in that second set, bringing the Avalanche all the way back. The Royals all the way back. And eventually they won 25-21. Danny Bryant with a nice pass here. This is Newsom. Newsom goes off the hands of Kerman, and she gets a kill. Back to serve is Claire Newsom back in that corner. Newsom's serve. An overbump killed by Rose Howard. A strong serve by Newsom. The first pass by Jones traveling over the net, and Howard said thank you and knocks it down. 8-7 Avalanche. Here's Newsom. Good pass this time. And now they set up Henderson, partially blocked. There's a net violation against the Avalanche. And it's 8-8. And Danny Bryant, Tricia Key will check back in for the respective teams. And Megan Jones will go back to serve. Here's Jones. And just too far for Megan, too strong. There's another Megan I'd like to say hello to, watching, listening. Thank you, Megan, for tuning in. Back to serve is Hannah Clausen now. Clausen serve. Jones. Kerman has to track this one down. That's Peyton Henderson. Longhurst saves that one, and now Becker will just send it over. Jones has a look. Meskowicz will send it over. Rose Howard is there. This is Becker off the top of the net. And now a 4-hit call against the Avalanche. I didn't think Becker actually got the ball over on that initial hit, but it was right in front of the official. He saw it the entire way. Royals get their 9th point, and it's 9-9. And Abby Smith back to serve. Third-year player. And here she comes. Howard will dig it up. This is Brodner. Kerman gets an arm on it. Now she'll send it over on the free ball. Good dig by Hope. In the middle, Brodner again gets a kill. Brodner's got 6 in the match. And back to serve, Kenna Woods as she checks into the game. And she hits it into the net. Well, that's not what you're supposed to do when you're asked to come in off the bench to serve. You don't want to serve it into the net. She's got a smile on her face. So service error, she'll check back out, and right back in will be Abby Becker. And it's a 10-10 tie. And here's Henderson. Her serve, well, into the net. So the teams trade service errors, and it's right back to a 1-point advantage for the Avalanche. A little Paula Abdul. Wow, that's old school. It's scary to think when that song came out, which was the 80s. That's how many years ago now? That travels too long. That's like 40 years ago. So another service error. Well, not quite 40 years ago. Still, long enough. Long enough. Scary to think the 80s was that long ago. As Longhurst tips it over and in. The Avalanche will substitute a couple of players. Dvorak will come in to serve, as Brodner will have a seat. And Dvorak will go back to serve. First-year player out of Fernie. Dvorak. Good pass by Jones. She's going to get it right back. Jones off a block. Howard digs it. Dvorak gets it up to Newsom. Newsom will send it over. Richter is there. Here's Henderson, a little tip. Dvorak, a nice little pancake. Play at the net. Still alive. Kerman was busy talking to the official, and Henderson saved her bacon. There's a partial block. Marcellus still alive. Howard is going to come over again. Tipped with the lefty. That's Clausen. Clausen with a little tip. These players have got to keep playing to the whistle and not worry about the officials. Kerman almost got caught. Credit Henderson to being there to keep the play alive. 13-11. Dvorak serves. This one into the Royals bench. And it's 14-11. And Dvorak, who came on as a substitute player for Brodner just to serve, has been doing a nice job back there on the line. Her serve. They set up Jones. Jones off a block and out. Jones gets credited with the point, and it's 14-12, and then Brodner will check back in for Dvorak. And Marcella will go back to serve. 14 aces during the regular season. She has at least one in this bronze medal. Going to set up Newsom with no block. Newsom makes no mistake. And it's 15-12. Winter Nudsgaard going to check back in as Longhurst will have a seat. And Nudsgaard will go back to serve. He's 5'7", graduate of Selkirk Secondary in Kimberley. And here's her serve. Good pass in the middle. That's Smith. Dug by, I believe that was Howard, and then sent over by McKnight. In the middle, Smith again off the block. What a save and dig by Nudsgaard, but it went off the ceiling, which is too bad. You put your body on the line, you make a great save, and then you hit the ceiling. Talked about it yesterday, the low ceiling here at COTR. If this match was in Douglas, no chance that hits the ceiling. Here's Kerman. Off the top of the net, Bryant's return is wide of the court, and it's 15-14, and Kerman trying to replay that string of serves she had in the second set. 1-1 here on the big board. The Avalanche won the opening set, 25-20. The Royals came back to win 25-21. The Avs have a 15-14 lead here. Newsom with a nice first pass. Here's Betker. Gets it down right in front of Smith. You got your two big bodies at the front. Then Smith and Henderson, they just weren't tight enough, I guess, to the net and got down in front of them and down onto the floor on the Royals side for the Avalanche point. They lead by 2, and here's Newsom. Newsom serve into the net. That's something that really hurt the Avalanche yesterday in their match against VIU, especially when they had the lead. They were up 2-0. But they had a series of service errors, which that, along with the outstanding play by the Mariners, brought VIU back into the match, and the Mariners ended up winning in 5. But service errors contributed. Good dig by he. There's Henderson off the block. Bryant. And now they'll have to send it over. This is Howard will send it over. Jones with a nice dig. There's Henderson again. Henderson goes cross court and down. ties it at 16. So the Royals back-to-back points, and Megan Jones will go back to serve. Jones, an all-star and the Rookie of the Year. Her serve. Handled there by Bryant. That's a nice pass. Nudsgaard gets it to Betker, who sends it too long. She didn't quite hit it square. You could hear a funny sound when she made contact with the ball. Couldn't quite snap her wrist over. And the Royals regain the lead at 17-16. Here's the serve by Jones. Nice pass by Howard. Howard's going to get it back. She'll tip it over. Great dig by Kerman. Maskowicz off a block and down. She's got 5 kills in the contest. Started with the great dig by Kerman, and now a timeout taken by the Avalanche. The Royals in the regular season 13-7, the Avalanche 7-13, so reversed standings and records. As I mentioned off the top, these two teams faced each other 4 times during the regular season. The Royals winning 3 of those 4 matches. It's a 2-point lead for Douglas. Gold medalist last year, silver medalist at the Nationals. I guess this would be a trifecta, wouldn't it, in 2 seasons? You win gold at the PACWEST Championship last year. You go to the Nationals, you win silver, and you come back the next year and you could potentially win a bronze. But the Avalanche have other ideas. They've only won 1 PACWEST medal all time in school history, and that was a gold in 2016. Tricia Longhurst will check back in for COTR. Then she'll be the setter for the Avalanche. After the timeout, Megan Jones back to serve. Here's the serve. Newsom with a nice pass to Longhurst. This is Betker. Betker off the arm of Kerman. And the Avalanche cut it to 1. And Brodner going to come back in, as is Richter. Here's Clausen's serve. Jones finds Kerman. That one is rejected. Brodner got her hands on it. Here's Henderson. Henderson a little tip. But Betker was there. Longhurst gets it to Howard. Rejected by Smith. Somehow the ball's still alive. Betker goes off a block and down. Betker and Longhurst at one point ran into each other. Longhurst was trying to get to that second ball. Then Betker was trying to get around her to get in position for a possible set. And Longhurst decided to go to Howard, the proper move, and the Avalanche came away with the point. Kerman, back set. This is Henderson, a tip. What a great dig by Betker. Royals go back to work in the middle. That's Abby Smith with a kill. Just her second of the match. And the Royals regain the lead, 19-18. Smith, after that kill, will go back to serve. And here she comes. In the middle, Brodner, rejected by Marcella. Avalanche track it down the left to send over a free ball. Royals trying to use it. There's Henderson, will catch it and throw it down. And Abby Smith will go back to serve. Now, I mentioned this last year, and now a timeout, talking about Abby Smith. She said, Ryan, don't say it this year. It's just too good of a story not to tell. She's lactose intolerant, is Abby Smith, but loves ice cream. And still eats ice cream. I mean, hey, I can't blame her. Ice cream is delicious, especially chocolate. Oh, my God. But she said, no, instead of the lactose intolerant part as my fun fact, Say that I know how to play the sax and I can play Bohemian Rhapsody on the okay. Well, but you're allowed to have 2 fun facts, Abby. Lactose intolerant and eats ice cream. Timeout, by the way, was called. 20-18, the Royals have the lead. They have not led on the big scoreboard in this tournament yet. They didn't win a set yesterday against the Commotion Chargers. They tied the COTR Avalanche in this match after winning their second set, 25-21. That was their first set victory of this tournament. And now they're 5 points away from taking a lead on the big scoreboard, on the match board. And Smith will go back to serve after this timeout. Takes a breath, and here she comes. Good pass by Bryant. This is Betker rejected, but Bryant is there. Marcella, two-handed stuff. Again, it was Marcella on the initial block. Great dig by Bryant to keep the ball alive. And then an overpass, and Marcella said, okay, enough is enough, and hammers it down. 21-18. Here's the pass. And Longhurst goes to work. This is Betker off a block and down. Nine points for Betker. And back to serve will be Betker, Abby Betker. Rookie out of Kimberly, part of the all-rookie team. Who loves to play piano. That's an instrument I would love to learn how to play. Here's Henderson. Through the blocks. Newsom's there. Battle at the net between Brodner and Henderson. And now Richter will just send it over. Brodner on the wraparound. I think the Avalanche have run that play 4 times and got 4 points out of it. And the piano playing Betker will go back to serve again. Her serve. In the middle, Marcella with a kill. That's 22-20. Henderson back to serve. With that one shoelace that is fluorescent orange, and the other one is white. Here she comes. Nice pass by Bryant. Avalanche trying to take advantage. There's that wraparound play, and Brodner gets it down again. 5 for 5 on that play. And Lukin will come in to serve, as Rose Howard will have a seat. 22-21. Lukin on her way. Jones with a nice pass. Kerman in the middle. Marcella will just tip it over. McKnight is there, but it goes into the net. And the Royals take a 23-21 lead. Marcella has come on late here in this set. Score a couple of points for the Royals. Maskiewicz will go back to serve. Her serve. The Avalanche control. Here's Newsom. She's rejected. Again, it's Marcella. And now it's set point for the Royals, who lead 24-21. Again, Marcella has come on big time for the Royals late in this third set. Maskiewicz. And this will be a free ball. Remember, it's set point. Little tip by Kerman, but the Avalanche were ready for it. Gonna set Jones. Jones with a huge kill! And the Royals win this one 25-21, like they did in the second set, and now they lead the bronze medal match 2-1. We'll move to the fourth. You're watching the 2023 PACWEST Volleyball Championship live from COTR. So we go to the fourth set with the Royals in front 2-1. The Avalanche trying to extend their season to a fifth and deciding set. The Royals would like to end it off right here and win a bronze. The Avalanche are going to send out Clausen, Betker, Howard, Newsom, Longhurst the setter, and McKnight the libero. The Royals are going to send out Henderson, Smith, Maskowicz, Jones, the libero Richter, and the setter in Kerman. And the fourth set underway. And a free ball over to the Avalanche. There's set up Betker. Betker goes cross court. Jones is there. Here's Henderson. Henderson with a little tip. Played there by the Avalanche. Now sent over by Betker. Kerman in the middle for Smith, who sends it long. That's 1-0 COTR. Avalanche won the first set, 25-20, and then the Royals came back with a pair of 25-21 set victories to force here in the fourth set. Here's Claire Newsom. Newsom serve. Sails too long, and it's 1-1. Again, the service errors we talked about in that last set. There's far too many service errors against the VIU Mariners in that fifth set. And now we're starting to see the service errors mount here in this set against the Royals. Here's Abby Smith. Longhurst has to track this one down, gets it to Howard, but not a very good set by Longhurst. Ends up in the referee stand, and it's 2-1 Royals. They've got their first lead here of this fourth set. And back to serve. Once again will be Abby Smith. There's the serve. Bryant with the dig. And Newsom will send it too long. Well, again, the Avalanche they don't seem to be smooth out there right now. Again, comes back to first passes, right? If you don't have that first pass, it's awfully tough to make anything go. We'll see where Abby Smith delivers this serve. Here it comes. And they go right at Newsom. Newsom, well, Longhurst has to track it down. And the Royals control. Here's Henderson. Bryant with a nice dig. Betker will send it across. Jones was there. Out of the back row, that's Jones off a block. Longhurst gets it to Betker. Changes her body and gets it across. Here's Henderson rejected. Howard with a big block there. Good job by Betker to somehow change her body almost like in midair to get at least a decent connection with the ball and get it across, but Jones was there to dig it. And then the big block by Rose Howard. Here's Clausen's serve. Good first pass. Here's Henderson down the cross court, and that's goes off Newsom and out of bounds. I've got 15 kills for Peyton Henderson. She's been brilliant in this one. And now she'll go back to serve. She did have 200 kills during the regular season. Off the top of the net, Bryant's pass goes over. Two-handed smash by Kerman. Well, the Avalanche were ready for it, and it goes right back to the Royals. Good dig by Longhurst. And Howard off a block, but he is there. And a set up, Maskowicz. Good dig by Bryant. There's a good rally. This is Betker cross court. Henderson is there. In the middle for Brodner. Off a couple players and down. Nice rally for both teams. The Royals tried that wraparound play with Marcellus, and it didn't quite work to the same success that the Avalanche should have. The Avalanche, I think are 5 for 5 in that particular scheme. Here's the serve by Betker into the net. Ties it at 4. Maskowicz will go back to serve. Standing in the center part of the court, and here she comes. Her serve. Tackled there by Bryant. Chased down by Longhurst. Here's that was Rose Howard is what I was trying to say, and then a tip by Kerman. And the Royals have a 6-3 lead. Maggie Maskowicz. Here's her serve. Longhurst has to track that one down. Now it's Howard. She'll just send it over, but Tricia He is there. Nice wraparound play. Marcella, there's that play. Working so good for the Avalanche. The Royals taking a page from the Avs book, maybe. And a timeout. Charge to the Avalanche. It's interesting, the coaching staff of the Royals watching that play going, seems to work for them. We've got just as talented as enough players. We can maybe try the same thing, and it's worked with Marcella. 7-3 in this timeout. The Royals have the advantage. Remember, they also are up 2-1. It's the PACWEST bronze medal match on the women's side of the bracket. The Avalanche have never won bronze. The Royals haven't won bronze since 2002. If the Royals can win a medal, it would be their 5th PACWEST medal in the last 6 seasons. The Royals have been good, no doubt, with women's volleyball. Always in the mix. They're always in the discussion when it comes to the end of the year. Last year, of course, they won the PACWEST, graduated several lethal weapons, including their setter, Jane Kepler, was so good last year. They have a new identity this year, but they're still, again, in the thick of things. And there's Rose Howard with a big kill. At the Royals, they are the 3rd seed. They finished 13-17 with a ton of new faces. And they're up on the Avalanche 2-1 in this bronze medal match. And in this particular set, they're up 7-4. And Howard, after that big kill, will go back to serve. Here comes Rose, and again travels too far. Again, another service error. Sound like a broken record, I know, and I apologize, but it's happening so consistently on the Avalanche side of things. Serve into the net, to serve too long. The Royals certainly taking advantage. Marcella back to serve now. Her serve. Howard, not a very good first pass, and Longhurst did everything that she could. Howard, I believe, will be lifted as Lucan will go take her out. Lucan will check in, and Howard will have a seat. Here's Marcella right to Lucan. This is a way better pass. This is Newsom off the block, and Henderson is there. This is Jones rejected. Bradner and Longhurst close the door on Jones. And it's 9-5 now, Royals. Oh, I believe that was the Spice Girls that we just heard. Here's Brodner. Jones will send it over. Lucan is there. Good pass. Out of the backcourt. Becker off a block. He with a one-hand arm dig. Jones cross court. And Jones gets herself a point. Which Spice would you be if you were a Spice Girl or even a Spice Guy? No, I don't need to know though. I don't know. Okay, Kerman back to serve. 10-5, Royals with the lead. Here's her serve. Good pass by Newsom. A little tip by Longhurst. A pancake by He. Keeps it alive. Another dig by He. And the Royals will send it over. How about Tricia He? Here's Newsom off a block. Kerman was there. He is going to set up Jones. Jones go too long. But a ton of credit to Tricia He And now the referee is going to call over the floor official and one of the flaggers to see if maybe that went off a blocker or not. And the floor referee shaking his head as a no. We'll see. It is an Avalanche point. I like that by the official. Wasn't sure, brought in a couple of extra pair of eyes, and why not? You want to get the call right. That is the right call. The play, keep in mind, it's happening so fast. Well, there's nothing wrong with asking for a little help. Here's Longhurst on the serve. 10-6, by the way. Royals with the lead. We're going to set up Henderson. Henderson gets a kill. The timing was a bit off. Either it was Henderson or the setter, Kerman. And Henderson sprinted toward the net, took a little bit of a pause before leaping in the air, and still got enough on it to get it cross-court and in. And Jones back to serve. Here's her serve, and too far. And back to serve goes Claire Newsom. 11-7. Royals with the advantage. Good pass by Richter in the middle. Smith off the block and gets the point. Abby Smith has got 3. And she'll go back to serve with Marcella checking back in, as is Danny Bryant on the Av side. 12-7 Royals with the advantage. Here's the serve by Smith. Bryant just avoids the ceiling, and here's Betker will send it over. Good dig by Jones. Raskowicz will just send it over. Here's Betker. Good dig by Kerman. Henderson, a dig by Newsom. Lucan will not get it over. Great dig by Newsom and Kerman on either side. And Lucan just had no power to get it over, and she'll come out, and Howard will come back in. Wow, from Spice Girls to 50 Cent. Running the gamut here as far as music library. Abby Smith. Good dig this time by Howard. Howard rejected, pardon me, that was Newsom with the dig. This is Howard. She'll tip it over, but Kerman is there. Smith going to set up Henderson, who makes a rare error and hits it into the net. Back to serve. Clausen. Her serve into the net, and I don't want to say it again, but I'm going to say it. It's another service here. Well, I should start keeping track of these because it's unfortunate. You want to see the players play, and when there's a service error, nobody gets to play, and it seems like free points to either team whenever you miss a serve. Betker chases this one down. It'll be a free ball if Newsom can get it over. She does. And the Royals are now scattering around. They'll send over a free ball. Longhurst in the middle. Brodner took a little off it. Brodner gets the point. Great job by the Avalanche. On the strong serve, it looked like an ace, but Newsom was able to send it over. There's a substitute now for the Avalanche as Woods will come back in. And here goes Kiana Woods, who, if you're scoring at home, would love to go on a balloon ride, like a hot air balloon ride. Henderson will send it over. Woods bumps it into the bench. And Betker will come back in quickly as Woods will depart. 15-9, Royals with the advantage. Teams are ready to go. And here goes Maskowicz. Good pass there by Newsom. Brodner, little wraparound play. The shot wasn't quite there. The Royals are scattering. Trisha Heath sends it over. Nice play by the libero. Here's Howard off the block, but Henderson is there. Her overbump, and Brodner again just tapping it over instead of putting any velocity behind it. Here's Betker. Betker gets the kill. Well, I've seen 2 instances now where Brodner needs to get a little bit more aggressive and hammer down that overbump. She's just tipped it over twice, and twice the Royals have been able to control and almost come away with a point. Here's Howard now. Her serve. Not a very good bump by Jones. Jones will get it back. She'll just send it over. Bryant with a nice pass. The wraparound. Brodner was rejected. The Royals were ready for it this time. Marcella and Jones read that play the whole way. And it's 16-10 Royals. And Marcella, after that block, will go back to serve. Here's the serve by Marcella. Bryant with a nice pass to Longhurst. Brodner. Marcella is there. Bump set for Jones. Howard is there. Back court, that's Betker. And over the net or over the attack line was Betker. Her foot was right on the attack line. I was looking down actually when she elevated, and yeah, her foot touched that attack line, so she's over the line, and a point to the Royals. 17-10, Royals have the lead in this 4th set. It's been a pretty evenly matchup. If you take away some of the service errors, I think it's even a different score. The Avalanche really need to get better as far as service and servicing goes. There's a fan trying to get the wave going here at the small gymnasium that is College of the Rockies. Yeah, she's doing a great job. And she's running in boots. Good for her. All right, coming out of the timeout, 17-10 Royals with the lead. And Marcella goes back to serve once again for the Douglas Royals, the 3rd seed in this tournament. Her serve. Bryant handles that. Longhurst is going to give it to Newsom. Good dig by Maskowicz. Kerman able to save it in the crowd, and Longhurst a 2-handed dunk over the net. Good effort by the Royals. And now substitution. Dvorak will come in for Brodner to serve. 17-11. Here's the serve. An ace! I don't know if Dvorak was trying to do that. Yes, you try to get the ace, but the way the ball connected with her hand and how it just got over the net, if she chose to do that, good for her. There's not a lot of people that can do that and mean to do it. It's a little bit more on that one. In the middle, Smith able to levitate and get up there to get the ball over, but it's a free ball. Now a free ball for the Avalanche. Here's Jones. Jones is rejected. Clausen was there. Now Henderson out the backcourt. Dvorak gets it up to Longhurst. This is Newsom off the block, but Longhurst is there. Newsom has to somehow get it over. She does, and sent it right back to Henderson and inside the line. Well, when things are going right, they go right for you. And Dvorak will come out, and Brodner will check back in. And then Bryant will come in. And the Royals continue their onslaught here against this Avalanche team. And Kerman back to serve. Here's her serve. Howard, tough pass. Bryant will have to track that one down. It's right up against the net, and it'll be a 4-hit. And the Royals seem to have the momentum. Up 19-12 in this bronze medal match. And up 2-1 on the big scoreboard. Here's Kerman. Bryant's pass in the net again, and this time it will end up on the Royals side. Jones smashes it into Smith's head. She's okay. The Avalanche a little bit fortunate on that play. Again, the first pass just hasn't really been there. And a substitution as Nudsgaard will come in for the Avalanche. 19-13. Here's the serve. Avalanche free ball. This is an overbump. Jones says thank you very much and knocks it down. It's a great serve by Nudsgaard. Got the ball right back on the overbump, and the Avalanche just gave it right back. And the Royals 5 points away now from a bronze. There's the serve. Betker, and he is there. Out of the back row, that is Jones just getting it over the nets and gets it down with just enough. 21-13. Jones back in the backcourt, ready to serve. And there's the serve into the net. There's a couple little girls sitting on the bleachers. You probably can't see them from your vantage point, but they're battling on the bleacher to get positioning. And it was right behind where Jones was trying to serve. And there's a little bit of an argument going on, and it may have thrown Jones off a little bit. Lauren Penny will come in for the first time in this tournament for the Avalanche. She'll go back to serve, a first-year kid out of Cranbrook. Those two little girls are still battling for positioning. The serve by Penny. Masowicz will just send it over. Penny is there, an overbump, however. Royals try to take advantage. Here's Henderson with another kill. And now Claire Newsom will check in as Penny's afternoon is over, at least temporarily. And Abby Smith back to serve. 3 points away from a bronze. Here's a serve by Smith. Good first pass. Back to Newsom! He's got 9 kills in the contest as Newsom. And back to serve will be Clausen. Clausen serve. Handled there by Jones. Set up Henderson. Down the line! Peyton Henderson again. And Henderson will go back to serve. And those two little fans still battling for positioning right in front, or right behind Henderson where she serves. And that one hit Bryant in the head. And it's bronze medal point now for the Royals. That ball was sailing pretty quick. Bryant tried to get out of the way. Couldn't quite get her noggin out of the way, and it hit her head. And the 24th point for the Royals. Here's Henderson. Henderson's serve goes into the net. Try to put a little extra mustard on that one. And it's 24-16, still bronze medal point. McKnight comes back in for the Avalanche. And Richter for the Royals. And back to serve goes Abby Betker. Betker gets the serve over. He set up Musella in the middle, and the Douglas Royals win 25-16 and win their first bronze medal since 2002. Congratulations to Jeff Ross and company. They are bronze medalists here in 2023. Give a lot of credit to that COTR Avalanche team. They battled the top team in the country very hard yesterday, losing to the Mariners in 5, and they lose to the Royals in 4 here in this bronze medal match, as they say thank you very much to the fans that came out. They'll announce the players of the match. The ladies won't get their bronze medals until the end of the tournament, I believe. So they'll stick around and they'll receive that right after the gold and silver are handed out after the gold medal match later on today. I think it's Peyton Henderson. Oh no, the bronze medals are here. And Claire Newsom is the player of the match for the Avalanche. Yeah, she was good. There's nothing wrong with that call. And we might be in the photo right here. Make sure you smile, everybody. I think we're in the photo.
I'm behind number 4.
And Megan Jones named player of the match. I think Anderson was the player of the match yesterday, so I don't know if they want to give her 2 in a row. But Megan Jones was good. Henderson was absolutely brilliant in this bronze medal match. So congratulations to the Royals. The Avalanche winning the first set 25-20, and then the Royals coming back 25-21, 25-21, and then 25-16 to win the 2023 PACWEST bronze medal. As they hand out the medals, I'll step aside, and Corey Anderchak, the athletic director here at College of the Rockies, will hand out those medals, and you can take this one in, then we'll take a break and be back with the men's bronze medal match. You're watching the 2023 PACWEST Volleyball Championship.
Cranbrook.